Yo,
Sorry, I jamming. Here we
what's
can
up?
can even get our lo-fi going. Let's see here.
Ooh,
A little
jam right
lo-fi
there.
action. You
Hey,
know what,
yo.
Jay? I gotta say I'm a little sad,
Why?
bro.
I was working out in that my hoodie.
I rolled up representing.
Yeah, well, I was representing at the gym, so
Too lit.
Too lit.
I don't do it the same way you do. Like you have a certain way to like too lit. Like I can't get that right.
it takes practice. It takes practice. I mean, you just gotta look in the mirror and just be like, too lit. You know what I mean? Like,
I'll keep working on it. Too lit. No, I can't. I can't get that
ah,
right. That secondary pitch right.
you.
Too lit. No,
I
I
think
just
you
I
did
just don't
great.
have your same flair.
Okay, one more time. One more time. Too lit.
Too lit.
There you go. I like that. Perfect.
Heather.
Perfect.
All right,
Yeah, that was good. That was great.
I'll keep working on it.
SailorKat, let's hear you say it for the one time.
Too lit.
Oh, she nailed it. How come I'm like the dysfunctional child here? She nails it, and I'm like
No.
dogs howling, cats crying.
No.
The homie Tony and Peaches. Welcome in. Welcome in. Thanks for joining.
How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
so y'all already know who I am. I don't need no introduction.
The
Shiny hero.
fabulous, the one and only, the leader of distinction for the Too Lit community. It's Big J Too Lit.
Ah, they love me. They love me.
See, come on. I think I nailed that intro, right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
The
But
master of festivities himself.
The supreme leader,
oh
as
my
I like to call
gosh,
him.
I can't be serious with you two.
Adita.
So we got Shiny Hero, and then we got our person that we want to talk to. We want to get to know the one that y'all may not know is our newest mod for the community as a whole, SailorKatBat.
Yay! Congrats, congrats.
Thank you. Thank you.
So Shiny, you want to start it off, or I think you're really good at that. I think that should be like your thing.
All right. Well, we'll just jump right in. So, as you know, everybody, SailorKatBat, everybody.
Hi.
So I've noticed that you are a Pokemon enthusiast,
Very
correct?
much so. Yes.
I've also seen from your TikTok that you do card collecting for also Pokemon.
I do indeed.
Excellent. Now, if you couldn't play Pokemon, what other game would you play? What's like your second go-to? Pokemon suddenly disappeared. You no longer had access to Pokemon. Where are you going? What are you doing?
I mean, right now it's all about Fortnite. Everything I do is Fortnite. Like all I want to do right now is Fortnite.
All right. So Fortnite and Pokemon is your claim to fame here. I love it.
Yes.
So do you stream frequently? Are you like, what's your time slot that you typically show up in, like in the work? Well, I guess any day of the week.
So what I try to do is right now I'm not currently employed in any way, shape, or form, unfortunately. But I am trying to stream at least twice daily. I try to stream in the afternoons. Lately, since I've been playing Fortnite with Big J, it's been like that time slot that he's also been streaming, that like 12 to 4 or so time.
Okay.
And then otherwise I try to do about this time like 8 to 10 or 8 to 11, whatever kind of goes further. Usually on like Fridays and Saturdays I don't stream, and then on Sunday night I'll start streaming back up again.
Okay, so I mean you're a pretty regular streamer then. Like you're
I
pretty
definitely
much any
try,
day of the
yeah.
week you're okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love that. Now, just out of curiosity, what got you started into streaming? What was the purpose? Like, what was the goal? Was it just like a casual thing, or do you have a specific objective in mind?
So I really want to be a professional streamer. Like that's a goal that I genuinely I want to grow a community. I want to you know put myself out there as much as possible without sounding kind of like weird, I guess. But I definitely, and with when Pokemon, the newest game, Legends Arceus, came out, it was definitely something that I said, this is something that I can play and have others watch me, and it would be fun to do with people. I feel like with me, streaming is like hanging out with my friends. So I don't really have a lot of what I like to call real life friends at all. So to have my like internet friends and my internet family, that's the time. Streaming for me is that time that I get to hang out with everybody, and it's like everybody's in my room because I'm just in my room and everybody's in chat, and that's the time that I get to kind of just enjoy and kind of be free to play my games and hang out with my friends.
So do you feel like you're extroverted introvert because you get to have that space through streaming online, and you don't have to have like the physical real interaction face to face, so there's kind of like a safety in that for you? Or that's just
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
I hear that quite a bit, that a lot of the streamer community, like they I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it, they hate people but they love the online community. Right? Like, it's funny how that works. Like you get the same people say, I hate people, but I love the people that I meet online.
Yeah, it's very true. And I mean, for me, one of my issues that I have is I'm really bad with interpersonal relationships. So when it comes to face and when it comes to like, I tend to read people way too much more into things, and it makes me a lot more anxious and it makes me a lot more nervous and things like that. So when it comes to like real life interactions, I feel like it's a lot harder for me to connect to people, and maybe I'll put too much into them too soon or something like that. Whereas on the internet, I can literally tell somebody, oh my God, I love you so much, and it's fine. It's not weird. Whereas I'll do that in person and they're like, whoa, like relax. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. We were talking about this earlier. We were talking about like how there's like a streamer code, right? It's like an unwritten rule of socialization on the internet. So you can either make like hard and fast friends like here, but in real life, it's much more trickier, right? It's very tricky maintaining those relationships in real life and reading people and trying to be like, okay, is this okay? Like, I know I feel very socially awkward outside of this format, but here it just kind of has a natural flow to it that doesn't really seem to match what's happening in real life. So I can certainly appreciate that. So you said your main goal was to become a professional streamer and create your own community. Any thoughts on like how are you going to build your brand around that, or is there a specific philosophy that you're kind of leaning into that will help you grow that community? Like, I know we had talked a little bit about mental health, and I know that there's a lot of discussion around mental health. Is that something you're leaning into, or is there something else? Like, would it be Pokemon driven or Fortnite? Like, what is the aspiration there?
So that's where it's getting tricky right now, especially with my obsession with Fortnite, because originally my main goal was to build it around Pokemon, and that was my whole thing. And every day all I ever wanted to do was play Pokemon. And even to this day, like I still think about Pokemon. But with now getting into Fortnite, and then also I'm a big fan of The Sims 4. So I've been playing The Sims 4. I just started streaming it, like was it yesterday or day before yesterday? And I enjoy doing that a lot. So I feel like I do definitely want to become more of a variety streamer around niceness. I feel like that's where I want to be, is just around kindness. And one of the things that I have in my stream is, and one of the things that I say at the end of my stream is, hey everybody, I hope you know that you are important, you are valued, you are appreciated, and you are loved. And that's something that I always try to spread. I always try to just kind of give out to everybody, because that's something definitely that we need. And I don't know if you can connect that necessarily. Well, I mean, I'm sure you can connect that to mental health, but it's definitely the kind of direction that I want to go for, is that knowing that people are loved, knowing that people are appreciated, important, they're valued, and spreading that kind of message to people. And in doing that, being able to stream and have fun with people at the same time. So it's kind of that little bit of a balance of variety streaming now that I've gotten more into Fortnite, now that I do want to stream The Sims 4, and spreading a positive, kindness, nice kind of attitude into the community and just kind of out in general. If that makes
Yeah,
any sense.
I do. I love that. I love that philosophy. I have to ask, is
Yes.
there an experience that made you go there? Right? Because not everybody is concerned about people's well-being or saying that hey, just know you're loved. Was there something that happened to you that kind of broadened your insight into making sure that that message has come forward for you?
So I have, among my other kind of issues, I have major depression, and that's something that with streaming, even though it wasn't something that I was initially looking forward for, um, I was blessed with, I think it was my first hype train that happened that really just kind of exploded this idea with me, but that it connected with all of my days and moments that I had that were just really bad places, really terrible places. But what really ignited that passion to not only want to just be like, okay, I'm a streamer, but I want to do something with this. I want to make some kind of impact was that initial hype train that everybody was just giving me love, giving me subs, giving me things. And I started bawling my eyes out on stream because I could just feel like this was the right decision for me. This was the right place. And it made all of that sad feeling, all of that hopelessness, all of that just kind of fade away into the light that is the love that I received from the community. So even though it is something more recent, I feel like it does tie back into the fact that all of those days that I had that were negative and sad and horrible and going to places that nobody should ever have to go in their life, and bringing in streaming that, or initially, yeah, of course I did want to have it be something, but at the same time I didn't really know the direction I wanted to go just yet. But once I had that initial like outburst of love from people, it was definitely a turning point for me.
Kind of like that aha moment, like,
Yeah,
this is where it is. This is
this
where it's at. This is the
exactly.
place.
This is
Yeah,
where I need to be.
I love that. And I feel like there's so much of that in the communities that we're cultivating right now, a lot of
Hmm.
that positive energy. And, I don't know if you've seen any of our mental health podcasts. Well, I'm pretty sure I've seen you in some of our mental health podcasts, but, just like that message of support and positivity, and then also making sure everybody understands that with the trolls and the haters, that shouldn't be viewed as a personal attack. We're
Hmm.
always trying to emphasize it's not you, it's saying
Hmm.
everything about them, and that they're obviously going through something negative in their life, or they just don't know any better. That you know you don't just come into somebody's stream and spew nonsense. Nobody's going to give that any credence or validity whatsoever, because you don't know us, we don't know you. It means nothing.
Yeah.
Um, but conversely, when they show love, it's like this balloon that just keeps expanding, right? It never
Yes.
pops. It's like you can never have too much love in a stream, right, Jay? I know you know
Exactly.
that love when it just starts to grow and build on itself. Let me ask you a question. Since I know you've been to some of our mental health podcasts, was there anything that resonated with you, or really just kind of brought you in and you were like, "Oh shit, yeah, this is what I need. I need more of this." Was there anything in there that you really connected to or related to?
I think it had to be dealing a lot with the physical things that you can do to help with your mental health, because I feel like a lot of the things that we think about are just like, maybe mindfulness or uh, meditation, things like that, but it's more than that. I feel like, especially, I don't know why it is, but when I think of it, I think of the journaling aspect, and that one time that you were talking about giving out journals and stuff like that, like I did want to kind of go in and say, hey, like I want to get one, whatever, but I know that I'm really bad with journaling. Like I'll start it and then I'm just like, I gotta give up. So that's why I was like, I don't want to do it and then be that one person that starts for like 2 days and then never touches it again. But it's very much a physical, what's the word, like a actually doing something and going in there and saying, okay, this is what's going on, this is valid, you know, this is important, and I'm gonna write it down, I'm gonna actually do something about it. And then going out for walks, and it could just be something as simple as just going around the block really quick, but that actual physical motion, that use, more so than, because I know meditation's a thing, and I know obviously but I feel like people associate that so much with, and I have among my slew of other things, I also have ADHD, so meditation can sometimes be really hard for me. And you know, so it's just that physical aspect of it, and that actually going in there and using what you know, what you have, and putting it out there, because you can't just live in it, you can't just live with it, you have to get it out and actually deal with it, you know what I mean? So I would say definitely that was what kind of resonated with me the most.
I love it. Now, my next question, you and I talked about this a little bit before stream, and so I just want everyone in chat to know that she's already consented to discuss this. You had mentioned part of your interest in mental health was the fact that you have, and I don't want to say it incorrectly, but I believe you said borderline personality disorder?
Yes.
Okay, so for those of us who are uninitiated, could you give kind of a brief summary of what that is defined as, and then where you kind of relate to that? Because as we had said before, it's a spectrum, right? You have kind of the definition, but then you have kind of a wide spectrum of how light or heavy that case could be. So please.
So borderline personality disorder, basically it means that we live in extremes. So a lot of the times there's no gray area for things. It's either, and it's not just something simple as like, oh, I live like, you know, I'm reactive one way or another. There's literally, you live in this vortex of, if something is a no, it is the most absolute no possible, and there is no way out of this no. And if it's a yes, it's the most absolute yes, it's the most wonderful feeling in the entire world. This is the absolute, this is everything. And a lot of times people, that when it's associated to kind of people's reactions, it's very much either you're angry, extremely angry, or you're extremely happy. And then the way that it's kind of separated from bipolar disorder, that a lot of people tend to kind of get it confused with, is where in bipolar disorder, but yeah, I think it's a disorder as well, if I'm not mistaken. People will go bouts of, let's say, a week or 2 weeks in maybe a really manic state, and everything's great and everything's wonderful, and then bam, for the next 2 weeks they're in a horrible depression and they can't get out of it, and everything is just the worst it could possibly be. Whereas for people with borderline personality disorder, it all happens in a day. I can go from moments of the most wonderful, best time of my life, this is the best day ever, I can die happy, to this is my absolute lowest point, and instead of wanting to die happy, I just want to die. And then 5 seconds later, something else can trigger another manic moment, and it's just this extreme moment that there is no sense of, okay, I'm fine, I can deal with the fact that I'm angry, or I'm fine, I can deal with the fact that I'm happy. There's no in between there. There's just the extremes, and that's kind of the main way that it is. And for me, thankfully, I'm on as I like the word of the day is slew, because I'm on a slew of medication that always I don't know if people notice when I'm streaming that at like 3 o'clock or so, I'll have an alarm go off and I'm like, oh, I got to take my meds. And like today that happened, that they were like, no, you need to go take your meds. Like, you need to make sure that you're doing that. Like, this is something that's important. So I've been able to regulate things pretty well. But for me, a lot of it is, instead of getting angry, well, I used to get angry a lot, but now it's kind of switched over to more like the sad depression kind of versions of it. Thankfully it's managed, so everything's pretty okay. But yeah, it's definitely an extreme of things, and living with that level of constantly, everything could be great or everything could be absolutely traumatic, detrimental, and this is the worst experience of my entire life within a day.
So I'm curious then, forgive me for being just asking the questions because it sounds
Ask. Mine.
very time
Exhausting?
consuming, exhausting. Like your emotions are like phew, phew, phew. And do you
Mhm.
find like all this going on internally or is this externalized? Like, I mean, I'm assuming because you're medicated, because you've probably had conversations with medical professionals that you've kind of had discussions on how to manage it as it metamorphoses out, right? As it becomes more visceral, that somehow you have a way to cope beyond just the medication, like some sort of strategies to either talk yourself off the ledge or maybe a support system. Like, what are your coping strategies outside of the medication to kind of help um, reframe that context or that conversation or that outburst, if you will?
So I see my psychiatrist once a month. I see a therapist every 2 weeks, which technically it should be weekly, but I don't have a job right now.
Yeah.
It gets kind of expensive, so it's biweekly. And I'm going through DBT training, dialectical, like cognitive therapy. So a lot of it is realizing that the emotions are not what controls me. The emotions are there, they're going to happen, they're valid. Because in my mind that is what's going on, and it's not a case so much of it's not going on, you're just being crazy. It's a case of it's going on, it's fine, but it is a moment. And in that moment, you need to realize what's going on. Is it that the other person is reacting in such a way that is causing you to feel this way? Or is it that you're feeling this way? The other person's not actually doing anything or igniting anything in a way, and you just have to deal with it internally. So it's a lot of internal kind of struggles with myself of saying, okay, that's just their reaction. We can't control them. They're going to do whatever it is they're going to do. But how do I respond? And my response is what's going to affect my own kind of reaction outwardly, my own kind of interaction with that person. And that's why I say I have a lot of difficulties with interpersonal relationships, because it's hard for me to gauge sometimes my reaction to people or people's reaction to me, and properly putting it into a box that's acceptable. And I feel like that's always been one of the things that I use, is just this internal, like, okay, how is this just a moment that's going on? And if it is, it's gonna end. It's not the most tragic thing in the world. It's valid, but it's not gonna define me, and it's not gonna define this moment. Or is it the other person, and I have to react to how it is that they are, and my reaction is what's more important than the other person's reaction, if that makes any sense.
It does, and that's really interesting because I know, like so I have a daughter who's can be very emotional,
Mm-hmm.
and so part of our conversations when she's having, when she's really stressed out, she's managing a full-time job, she's finishing schooling, she's got an internship going, her time demands are a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And she'll call me up in tears and she'll be like, I just can't do this anymore. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, all right, let's break it down. Let's talk about your physical. Where are you physically? Did you sleep? Did you eat? Are you dehydrated? Are you eating good nutrition? Are you having your vitamins? And it's like, okay, now let's break down the problem. And just trying to like go through that analytics to say, all right, what's the priorities? And then try and rationalize out where she is. And it sounds like you're doing the same thing, but in a matter of like minutes, where with her,
Yeah.
it's like, I'm trying to do this over the course of like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, just to kind of work her through this process. But it sounds like because you do this on the daily, that you kind of have a process set up for yourself,
Yeah.
right? For the coping, like as soon as it hits, it's kind of like, all right, your rationalization starts to break it down and say, okay, what's happening here?
Right. Or at least I try.
Is it me? Is it them? I think that's great that you're self-aware, because I think that kind of puts you a little bit more in control of the outcome of your relationships,
Yes.
right? So you can stop and take a minute, and rather than say lashing out at somebody, you can say, all right, does the situation warrant response A or response B or response C.
Yeah.
So I think you just have a little bit more context, which I think probably puts you better able to manage relationships than the most of us, because you're already doing those analytics, right? You're going through the mental Olympics all on your own, and you've been doing it for so long that you're probably much better at it than I think you give yourself credit for, you
I
know?
mean, usually it happens as I'm crying my eyes out.
Hmm.
So that's more often than not the issue, is that my initial reaction is to start crying like violently. And in the event that I don't have a really bad episode where I am, and I'm gonna get really real right now, if I'm not trying to hit myself in the head, pull out my hair, and hurt myself in some kind of way, if I can rationalize it and be, calm in a sense and do that mental Olympics, then yeah, it's great. But I want to say, at least, when it comes to certain arguments or certain conversations or certain discussions that I have, my initial reaction definitely isn't the Olympics, and it's more the other reaction that I'm trying to manage, and kind of, which it only happens, once every few months now, which is better than it used to be. It used to be like once a month. But it's still a struggle, and even though it sounds like I'm like, yeah, I got this, everything's fine, it's definitely still really hard to deal with on the regular. And that's something that, like I said, I really want to bring to people's awareness, that even though we're fine and we look good, like we look like we're good and nothing's going on, and we're smiling, and happy tears, there's definitely that behind the scenes moments where I'm not happy with myself, I'm not cheerful, and I really want to, I want to put myself in that dark place because of how upset that I am. So
Well, good news for you is apparently you've got a strong support group here in our chat. I'm reading all sorts of shout outs to you. Strong, phenomenal woman. I agree. Thank you. Oh my God, I can relate. So, I mean, you've definitely got a cheering section right here, right now.
thank you.
So I definitely, appreciate you coming forward and sharing that with us, because one, it's something that I think is often overlooked.
Hmm.
We have this society of suffer in silence, and it doesn't
Hmm.
need to be that way, right? We can
Hmm.
all be there to support each other and kind of help, um, find a way forward, or at least cope in the moment,
Hmm.
or help talk each other off the ledge, so to
Yeah.
speak, to kind of back down our emotions and be like, okay, in the big scheme of things, how important is this moment? Can I take a deep breath and just rationalize and say, okay, I still have 10 fingers, 10 toes. I still have my brain. I'm still a very productive individual. I can manage. I'm smart. I have prospects, and just realize that nothing is really as bad as it seems. And just kind of be like, all right, I tell everybody to know that they are loved, and I know I am loved, and just really internalizing that message. If nothing else, just remembering you are always loved. There's always going to be somebody who relates, somebody who understands. And just hold on to that. Hold on to that like
Yeah.
a blanket to just kind of wrap yourself up in when those days get really dark.
Hmm.
Jay, I feel like I'm just kind of like snowballing over you. I mean, was there anything you wanted to ask? I didn't want to shut you out of the conversation here. I know I tend to be a chatterbox and just kind of go on and on and on with my questions.
Oh no, you're good. I got a couple of questions, but I'll let you continue.
No, I hope everybody's really kind of connecting on this, because I think it's really important to just continue to have these conversations about mental health, and just in
Yeah.
how many ways people are impacted by these issues, and that it's important that we role model as best we can. I mean, obviously, we've said all along we're not professionals, but we do try and highlight and educate and bring forward coping mechanisms as best we can, or things that would help support your journey. Obviously, no substitute for talking to a real qualified professional,
Yeah.
but really just trying to build some bridges here for empathy, support, and understanding. There's always going to be people who we think we understand, but unless they can really articulate what's going on within them, it's very superficial. So we try
Yeah.
and have these conversations to continue to bring this information forward to bridge those gaps in knowledge. Um, but circling back, I'm really intrigued by this notion that you want to kind of build a community around that and that whole mental health philosophy. So I think that that's a great thing for you. It's unique. And I just don't mean unique in that you're the only one. I mean, it's unique in that you don't really see communities revolved around a specific kind of mental health um, issue per se. I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
we all have like mental health listed, but we don't really necessarily drive a community around specific mental health issues.
Right.
So I think that that's really great that you're doing that. And I don't think that there's enough information out there on it. So I hope you'll continue to have that discussion and really kind of talk about your experiences with it. And I do have some really great journals. So once we go offline, we'll talk about which journal I have that might be of relevance to you. That's just for
Awesome.
fun. And, again, kick it around, see what happens. Maybe we find something, maybe we don't. But I think it's always good to have something,
Yeah.
as time allows, when you're in the mood to just kind of take those 5 minutes and see what you get out of it.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely every single day there's an app called, not sponsored, but I would love to be, Dailyo,
Okay.
that I use every single day. Literally, like it's like clockwork. I have an alarm set on it and everything at the end of the day, and it gives you like five or six different moods that you can choose from. You can put like different colors, different faces, different everything, whatever you want, and then you put that mood for the day. You can put it with an activity, and you just write a little note and say, this is how I was feeling this day. And it keeps different, like it keeps a calendar, it keeps an activity, like what's the word, chart. And it'll remind you, like I've had ones that are like, oh, 2 years ago this is how you felt, or like, oh, a year ago this is how you felt on this day. So I definitely think that, at least even if it's not necessarily journaling, but having some sort of daily log, that you can, whether it's with stickers, whether it's with colors, because I've tried, those little coloring pages also, where you color like, oh, this is how I'm feeling this day, or something like that. I think it's definitely necessary and helpful.
I love that. I absolutely, I think that's amazing. What was the name of that app again?
Daylio, Daylio. I remember because
D
it just,
Daylio? Dalio?
yes, Daylio.
I'll have to check that out.
It is
Um,
amazing.
yeah, no, I listen. I love when we information share and we support and share any kind of resources that could help
Hmm.
somebody else. So absolutely, as we find them, we want to push them forward to give other people access just to check it out because you just never know who it's going to benefit later on down the road.
Exactly.
Um, I don't have any other immediate questions, Jay. How about you?
So on the gaming side of things, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions.
Yeah, of course.
How were you introduced into gaming?
I was how old was I? I've been into gaming since I was really young. My cousin, he had a, was it was it a Sega Genesis, or no, a Dreamcast. He had a Dreamcast that we used to play. We used to play all kinds of, we used to play Ninja Turtles, we used to play Mortal Kombat, we used to play Mario games, and then I'll never forget. I think it was once, was it on the PS1 or something, that we would play the South Park game, the South Park racing game. That was absolutely magical. For some reason, that game always kind of like, I'll always remember that game, and like hitting cows and launching them different places and things like that. And then when I got a little bit older, and my dad and I both had computers, like he had one in their room and I had one in my room, and we used to play a game called Red Faction, and that was my first like shooter game that I ever played. And it was fun because we used to have walkie talkies, because this was obviously before like real internet, like we still had dial up, and we would have our walkie talkies and tell each other like, okay, I'm going over here and I'm doing this, or okay, I'm going over there and doing that. And then from there it just kind of kept going to Halo, and to Call of Duty. And then on my own PC, I was also playing The Sims 1, The Sims 2, and playing Pokemon from the beginning. So I feel like I've just had like a whole rounded experience with video gaming that just continues to keep going on and on and on.
Okay. What game consoles have you owned?
I've owned a PS2. There's always been an Xbox in the house. And other than that, I've always had like a Game Boy, whichever Game Boy was out at the time. Game Boy Color. Well, no, not the original Game Boy, sorry. Game Boy Color. I'm not that old. I'm a little bit old. I'm 30, turning 31 this year, but only a Game Boy Color, I'm sorry. SP, Advance, DS, all those different ones. Those were like my main consoles, and then I had a PS2 for a hot minute. And then once the PS2 kind of went over and like finished and it went to a PS3, that's when we just stuck strictly to Xbox. So yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been streaming?
I've only been streaming since February. February
Wow.
I started, and I want to say I got affiliated in March.
Wow, that's really fast.
Yeah. I was kind of extremely surprised. I cried when it happened. Because it, like I said, it was something that and it was crazy. One of the first times that I think I had like a stream that said, oh, new affiliate, and somebody like gifted me a bunch of subs all of a sudden, and I was just like, what's going on? Like, what is this? And that was one of those moments where I started to kind of realize, okay, I think I'm doing something right. I think I should keep doing this. And ever since then, I try as much as possible, to just stream as many days a week as I can, despite having a bunch of doctor's appointments. Like I have one tomorrow, and then I have another one the day after, and that always kind of stunts me from being able to stream, but I still try as many days as I can per week.
Okay. Who brought you to Tulip?
H-Town shut down. H-Town was
Which, by the way, he lives like not that far from me, like literally like minutes away.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Him and actually Howie, because so H-Town popped into my stream one day randomly because I guess he was just hopping to different streamers that had like low viewers that were playing Pokemon. And from there, I went into his stream and I met Gamer Girl before she was part of Tulit, when it was just like us hanging out and talking. And all of a sudden I would have Howie that would raid me. And I was like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? These people are like raiding and like hanging out, and like, who are these like amazing people? And then one day Howie was like, no, yeah, let's get you part of Tulit. And we were in H-Town's chat. But it was definitely H-Town that kind of started that whole thing and was like, no, you need to be part of it. It's a great community. So yeah, so I definitely attribute it to H-Town and Howie also.
Well, we do have
by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We got a question from chat from B Money. Wants to know, is there ever times where it's just so hard for you to actually get up and stream?
All the freaking time. Like for me, just pushing that start streaming button, it takes a lot for me. And usually I just have to sit there and just go, pardon my French, but I have to be like, fuck it, let's just stream, just click the button, just do it. Whatever happens, it's fine. And then those will be the times when I have like the wrong game that I'm playing and like a different title, and then I'm told later like, hey, you're not playing this game right now, and I'm like, oh, and I have to go back and like change everything. And then by that time I'm already feeling a little bit better about it. But there's definitely been days that I won't stream for like a few days at a time because I'm just so down from, like, for example, right now that I don't have a job and nobody's calling me. And there's been days where I'm just like, I don't want to do it because I'm not feeling it. And those are the days that we just have to take care of ourselves and understand that it's okay to not stream those days. People will still be there. And, you just gotta, I mean, if anything, keep up with your community. And that's what I like to try to do, is those days that I'm not feeling it, I'll go into my Discord and be like, hey guys, I'm not feeling it. Or sometimes I say maybe streaming will help me. and I'll put in my title, or I'll put in my little message and say like, hey, I'm not feeling so great, can you guys give me some sort of, like, I'll say like low spoons day. And so that's my way of saying like, hey, I'm not really feeling so great, if you guys want to kind of try and come in and pep me up, that would be great.
Aw.
Yeah, so it's been hard sometimes, but also those are the times when sometimes those are the times you need to go and try and stream anyway, if that makes sense.
No, it does. I just dropped down to see B Money. He was saying, feel that really hard after the divorce. With Gamer Girl, it was wicked hard to get back into streaming, but they did it together. Still a challenge, but pushing through. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Like having a support system of people in your community to kind of help pick you up and just kind of say, hey, you can do it. I believe in you. You know what? You got this. And just really kind of, that kumbaya of a positive community.
Exactly.
We may not always understand the depth of our emotional needs, but I think having some support is better than no support, right? Like I'd much
Definitely.
rather have somebody who may not totally understand what I'm going through, but still telling me that I should be more confident, or that they believe in what I'm bringing to the table in terms of my streaming content.
Yeah.
So I think that's really important, and I'm glad that you have that now with our community, and I hope
Yes.
we will continue to see you grow and maybe dip into some new endeavors as far as streaming goes. So hopefully we'll see more of you on these streaming podcasts and
Yeah, for sure.
co-streams and all the good stuff that we do in the Tulit community, as well as our partner communities. Yeah, I'm kind of I'm just so impressed, right? Like, because I didn't
No.
know you on this level. So knowing, that you have that in the background of your life, and yet I see you so frequently online. I gotta say, I know this sounds kind of cheesy, but I'm very proud of you that you do make that regular effort, and that it's an ongoing effort for you, and you're able to kind of just continue to tackle it. You still bring a smile to the table. I don't think I've ever heard you in a negative. I've only ever heard you putting forth the positivity and the love that has always been associated with the Tulit family. And yeah, good on you. I mean, I know there are days where, and I know people don't believe this, but I'm actually just scared to hit that stream button, because I'm just like, something's going to go wrong. I'm like, I'm not that funny. I'm not that entertaining. And I always have to kind of talk myself into it and just be
Yeah,
like, fuck it. I'm just going to do it. And whatever happens,
exactly.
happens. But yeah, so I get it. I get it. And I'm sure a lot of our community members also relate, because I know we've talked to them a little bit about having different struggles, whether it's anxiety, whether it's depression. And now obviously with your challenges with the borderline personality disorder, and a whole host of other medical conditions that you wouldn't necessarily see or know about, because it's those invisible disorders, we'll call them.
Right.
So yeah, I think anytime that we can support our community members, it's well worth the effort, and everybody should try and just dip into people's streams and just say that hello and keep going, and you're doing great. Yeah, so good on you. I'm very
Thank
proud, and
you.
I hope you don't get discouraged and ever stop. I love your content.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Okay, I got more questions.
Go for it.
So, when coming into Tulit, what was your expectations for the community?
So I hoped. So I had already seen from with Howie and with H Town, and then with Ari bringing Howie over the few times. It's this genuine sense of family, this genuine sense of people supporting other people, and that was really what I was the most excited about. Was it's not just a place that, oh yeah, you can go in and it's just another Discord, but it's a place that like everybody's chatting, everybody's genuinely involved, and everybody genuinely wants to support each other. Like it's not just about like saying, oh hey, I'm gonna follow you, and then yeah, that's it. But like actually following through, for lack of a better word, following through.
I love it.
And like going into other people's streams and saying, hey, even if it's just putting emotes and just showing the fact that you're there. I've had Johnny's Blazin come in and raid me, and this was before anything, and absolutely love him. And I was just so surprised because I was like, this is genuinely a community of people that are a community that want to see each other succeed, and that, you know, Twitch is a place where we can all connect and we can all hang out with each other. So that was definitely something that I noticed initially from the beginning, and that just kept pushing me more towards wanting to continue to support people. And there are times where I'll be in people's chats and I'm lurking, not in the chat, but like I'm in the stream and I'm lurking, and I'm too shy to say anything. But it's like, I'm there, I promise. You know what I mean? Like there's been times, and sometimes I may not necessarily be interested in the game, but I just want to be like, hey, I'm here. And you know, just to show like you're there, and even if maybe you're not necessarily watching, you just have them on in the background, or like, since I have a second monitor, like I'll just have them on the monitor and I'm doing whatever it is I'm doing. It's so dope. It's definitely everything that I hoped it would be in the community. So
I love that.
And I just want to, thank you for everything that you've done for the community, being part of the community, just spreading that love and positivity, encouraging other streamers to keep passing on the love and positivity as well.
always.
And now that you have a higher role in the community, which is being a mod for the community, how does that feel?
Magical. Because it was something that, I'll be honest, I'm gonna be 100% real. I was always kind of hoping that it would happen. I was like, this
Aw.
is such a great community. I would love to be somebody like higher up in ranks, just because I want to spread the love and spread that appreciativeness and spread that kindness that I try so hard to spread, like in the world in general. And so the fact that I'm able to do that, it just makes it all the more like satisfying in life, which kind of sounds a little bit weird to say in like out loud, but it's like it feels good to be able to go out and tell people like, you are important, you are valued, you are appreciated, you are loved. And to be more than just a member, but to be a mod, to be able to, you know, people see that and people notice that, and people, like you guys have said, people look up to that. And that's, to be able to be a beacon of kindness is all I ever want to be in life, because I know how much unkindness and how much I
Well
know how
said.
much there
Well
is in
said.
the world.
Well
So
said. Well
yeah.
said. Oh my goodness.
I
I
love
love
that
that.
so much, right? I do have one question though. Well, I guess it's not a question, but it's more of a statement. Like, well, no, it is a question. So now that you've been behind the scenes and you've seen
Mhm.
what goes on in our background, like our conversations behind the scenes, is there
Mhm.
anything that you could say to the community about our intentions? So like who we are behind the scenes and how we try and put the community needs first. Like how would you explain that to anybody who hasn't been behind the scenes to see how the quote unquote administration of a Discord channel happens? Right? So how would you kind of sum that up for the audience?
I would say that as admin, as behind the scenes, we literally just try to spread the entire message that is too lit, which is togetherness, hashtag together, and community, but to be more than just a community, to be able to be people that support each other. Like I feel like when we say too lit supports, it doesn't just mean too lit supports this person. It means too lit supports you as a streamer, as a creator, as a viewer, and as a person. Like you can go in there. I've seen times when people say, hey, I'm not feeling so great in the chat, and we'll be the first ones to be like, hey, how are you doing? Are you okay? And there's always a sense of, as behind the scenes, to figure out, okay, how can we do this more? So how can we bring more better, well, that sounds bad, more betterness, or you know what I mean? I also taught English for a little bit in Japan, so for me to say that just sounds terrible. But like, how can we
It's funny.
better our community for them, not just because, oh, we want to look good as whatever type of person behind the scenes, but because we want them to be better and to succeed more. Like the times that we've had these podcasts, like the last one that we had with Big J and Delphi and Gas, that it was about being able to grow your community. All the talks that we've had about Hover, all the mental health podcasts that help as an individual, not just as a community, not just as a streamer, but as an individual. Everything is genuinely there for the community. And that's another reason why I'm so like proud and so excited to be part of it, is because I'm like, oh my god, I get to be part of that, like, also, and oh my god, that's so exciting. You know what I mean? So
Now, were
yeah.
you surprised at that?
I was. Like, I think Big J kind of he spoiled it a little bit one day, because he added me as a mod by accident one time, and I was like, wait, did this just happen? And we were streaming Fortnite, and I think he was like, what's going on? And I was like, nothing. And then he asked me shortly after that, and I was like, is this happening? Is this for real? Like, am I like actually being asked to do this? And it was really exciting. So it was a surprise, to be sure, but it was a really great surprise nonetheless.
I
So
love that.
it was kind of a teaser. Like I knew you were going to be a mod for me,
Mm-hmm.
and I had high expectations for you to be a mod for the community.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to let it be a community thing, and they all wanted you in, so it was a go. Green lights.
Yay!
So
That makes me really happy. Thank you.
yes, you and I just want to say that you deserve it. Everything that you've been doing, you deserve it. Like you've been showing a lot of love. You've been showing a lot of positivity. You know, you show a lot of other people how it's done. You know, like you really lead a great example of being a member of this community. Not only that, but just how to be a great streamer and a great supporter, because a lot of people nowadays, especially new streamers, are being misguided. They're being led to follow communities,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, just a whole bunch of different stuff that they think is what it's supposed to be, and it's not. You definitely set the example of what it's like to support people. You genuinely go in there, you talk to them, you hype them up, you know, see how they're doing and stuff, and just you know, you're very chitty chatty, and that and stuff like that makes a great streamer, and it makes a great supporter as well, because when you go in there and you add just the little things, you ask them how their day is, it'll brighten up their whole day. They can have a really bad day, and you ask them how their day is, and it'll just light up their world. So you know,
That's always the best way to like start a stream, or like to start, like when you go and just say, hey, how are you doing? Or like, good morning. And then, you know, they say good morning, and the first thing is, how are you doing? Because it's like you, and genuinely you want to know as a person. Because like I said, with my streams, I feel like it's people coming and hanging out with me. So in that sense, you're going to their room and you're hanging out with them without actually needing to go anywhere and like drive and waste gas that nobody can afford right now. You know what I mean?
I agree with that.
I gotta say, in the last 2 years, some of my best days have been with the Two Lit community and doing like our 80s stream, our 90s stream. Like literally, I don't think I've laughed so hard in the past 3 years than I have in some of our community events. Like literally nearly peeing in my pants because I was laughing so hard at some of the shenanigans behind the scenes, like within the Discord, that doesn't get broadcast, right? Because some of that, I think, almost becomes that joke of too lit after dark. Like there's a reason we have that joke, because there is stuff that genuinely happens that is not for public consumption, and it's funny, and it's just like a big release of all that tension and drama that goes on around us in our daily lives, and you need to have that outlet. And I think that's one of the things I like most about our community, is that, you know, there's not this hard and fast rule that just because you're a part of somebody else's community, suddenly you can't be in our community. No, we absolutely believe in multiple communities having that shared philosophy, having those dynamic relationships with other Discords, because again, the philosophy is we're all in it together. Right, we all need to share the knowledge. Exactly. See, you get it. I don't need to talk about this stuff anymore. I'm done.
No, I'm sorry, I interrupted. My
Oh,
bad.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But I mean, like, that's just it. Like, really just kind of bringing it all forward that community can be everything. And if you can find the right community that matches your vibe, especially if you're looking for something supportive and positive in nature, um, that's all we could ever ask for is really to hope that every streamer finds a connection with a community that helps them blossom and grow. And I know
Exactly.
blossom is kind of a feminine term, so I'll just say grow, but really become the best version and meets or helps them become the vision that they want to have of themselves in their stream and growing in a very dynamic and meaningful way. And helping them cultivate the community that they want on stream, right? Because I mean,
Right.
we know that there's very toxic streamers who have a very toxic chat. But if you're intentional about it, you know what your goals are, you know what your philosophy is, and you cultivate that in your chat, it can be everything that you want it to be. It might take a little bit more time if it's not a numbers game for you, but I think in the end it becomes worth it.
Right.
Because people understand who you are. And that's why we do these streamer highlights, is so that anybody in chat, anybody that we bring forward gets to see you and the like in a new way that just doesn't necessarily come across when you're streaming a game, right?
Right.
This is like a very like 15 minutes of fame for you to kind of expose yourself in a way that doesn't, oh, I shouldn't say it like that, that you're not exposing yourself. I mean, you're just kind of
I'll show a
sharing
little
yourself.
shoulder.
No, I'm sorry. No, I mean, like, you're just kind of letting people get to see you in a more dynamic way,
Right.
personality wise. This is not X-rated. This is
No.
What's up, Chunky Pup? How you doing?
yeah. So yeah, I just think it's
So-
important that we all get to know each other on a different scale than just our streams.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, no, I agree.
I really appreciate you all. I just want to say that these kind of events are well done, and I just think that they are needed. We need more people to get involved in these
Mhm.
to support streams and podcasts, because I feel like it is a great way for people to network, and I feel like it's a great way to get discovered. I mean, of course, we all know that we all have our own channels, we all have our own brands and stuff like that, but what better way to get recognized in the Tulit community?
Let's see them ankles.
No ankles for you.
Woo!
Scandal. We're all gonna get banned for showing ankles. Ooh la
Ban
la.
hammer.
I don't know where that came from. But
Oh, we're just being silly over here.
Don't mind us.
Mm-hmm.
Must be pumpkin night for all of y'all.
Ah.
So I just, yeah, like I said, we have a lot of events that's coming up. For those that are in here, I have learned through a streamer, and I'm gonna go ahead and say I've learned from a couple of streamers for like the last few months, and I'm really proud of the relationships and bonds that I've had with everybody. And I just want to say the best way to network with people is hit them with a whisper and just let them know that you want to network with them.
Yeah.
You don't have to say, "Hey, I followed you," in somebody else's stream. That's kind of, in a way, kind of disrespectful. You don't want to be one of those, "Hey, I followed you," or "Hey, follow me," or that just makes you look bad. So I just want to say, there's great ways to network within the community with other community members. Say if you didn't know this person, or say if you wanted to know this person, like, "Hey, I see you're part of the community. I am too. Let's network." There's many ways. You can find them in Discord. You can find their their channel. Go into their channel. There's many ways: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Hover, you name it. All those great platforms that you can find. All these great content creators are streamers in the community. Are just, if you're looking for other people to network with outside of the community, I think it is a great opportunity for everybody to network and make friends, and not just look at them as a member, but look at them as a family member, a friend. And it's a great time to be a streamer. It really
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, and you know what? I think in this case, I would say go ahead and stalk people. Not like the creepy kind of stalking, but like check people out, just see what they're about, because you never know. There may be an opportunity for a co-stream or a podcast about common interests. So, right, you may find somebody who you play the same games with me. Like, hey, you know what? I play that game too. You interested in doing a a co-stream or just ganging up and we'll go in together as a squad. There's a lot of things that you can do and find out about people just by going into their streams and getting to know them on a more personal level. And yeah, it's just a nice thing to do. Show that kind of support and really make those meaningful connections in a way that we might not otherwise in real life.
I agree.
It's true.
100%. Facts.
Facts. Hashtag facts.
Hashtag facts. Yeah, right. Look at Sailor Cat doing the homework. Okay.
She knows. She knows. We all about
yeah.
facts. Come mess with the real one.
Oh man, y'all are awesome.
Make me want to put my phone down.
Make me want to put my phone down. Hey. Let's just end it. Let's go into the Discord already.
Yeah, let's
For real.
shut this down. I gotta get my groove on with a little her and some facts.
Facts.
Let's talk about the process.
Process. Okay.
It's process, peoples, not process. It's process. Get with the program. We love all y'all. Oh my God.
I'm about to be
there's
educated in the
there's
Discord later.
So many people that showed up for this, and I just want to say we love you all. Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
so
your
much.
support. All right, Johnny Blazin, the man who said he would never play Fortnite. I remember back when, and yet now you are.
He's playing
You
all the
it's-
time
converted.
now.
You know,
Converted.
it's
I'm
funny
so proud.
because Shawnee, I think it's really funny. Like not the bad funny, but a funny. Like it's like crazy. Like I was like I would get into Fortnite only if they had a zero build. I did that, and look at what's going on. Like everybody's playing Fortnite. Like that is an
Everybody.
amazing feeling. Like wow, we did that. We did that.
You did. I still haven't bought it though. I'm
It's
like
It's free.
I feel like the lone holdout. I know, but
It's
isn't it on
free.
Xbox and I'd have to play on Xbox?
It's on
and
all platforms.
You can play it on PC. I play it on PC.
I
Yeah,
feel like I'm
well,
about
I
to
need
get the
another-
hard sell.
I need another excuse, Shiny. It's free everywhere.
No, you don't need
It's
another excuse.
free. You can have fun, cute, different skins.
Queen of Chaos is building my support. She's like, I'm not playing either.
It's crossplay,
I'm terrible at shooty
exactly.
games.
Listen,
It's not that
Shiny.
I'm not terrible at shooty games. I just get under pressure. I get anxiety from like the whole PvP.
Shiny,
Okay.
look.
Here, this is the way that so if you start out at, let's say, level 1,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna be put into other matches with people that are around your same level.
No, I want to
So-
play with my friends. I don't want to play with people
No,
I
that's
don't
fine.
know.
That's fine. No. You can play let's say if you wanted to play by yourself, you would be playing against people that are at your same level. And then when you do play with your friends, everybody's kind of averaged out. So it's not like the people that you're playing with are like level 8,000 or something. They're kind of an average of where everybody's at, so that it's a fair game. So
She's thinking about being in that lobby right now. That's what she's thinking about.
it's so much fun.
Nah, I've got all these scary games I have to continue playing. I haven't even finished them. Plus,
I mean, it
I
technically is a scary
know.
game for you because you don't even want to get on there.
Exactly.
Kinda.
It's all how you define scary.
Overcome
Listen,
your fear. Overcome
I
your fear.
know. I mean, yes, but no, I'm not ready. I have all these real scary games that I haven't played any games in like forever, I feel like.
Oh my goodness.
What better
I
game to start
know.
playing
can't-
again then?
I'm like the podcast queen at this point, and I'm like losing my street cred as a gamer.
Hey, but you know what? That's not a bad thing.
no.
What if being a podcaster is what was destined for you in the first place?
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm gonna go with Druid Lordship on Phasmophobia. Druid Lord, hit me up with a DM. Let's get it together on Phasmo. Yeah,
Listen,
no, I don't know.
Phasmo.
Listen, maybe that is my spiel, my shtick is being a podcaster primarily, gamer second. But in the meantime, I still want to play games. I don't want to play games.
You gotta play the new
hold
Phasmo
on.
update.
Hold on.
I know,
First
I
of
do.
all, I'm not
Yes.
holding Shiny Hero hostage. She can game anytime she wants to. I
I
just thought that she
know.
was a great asset to this podcasting thing because she is a pro. She is the queen of the podcasting thing. So I just wanted her to be a part of it. I promise you, she can stream it anytime she wants.
That's true. That's true. But I do really enjoy this. Like, I am just one of those people who just likes to ask questions and get up all in people's business. I mean, just really interview them.
Mhm.
Um, I am a self-confessed nosy Nelly. Don't leave me in your bathroom unsupervised. I will go through everything. Hashtag truth. I'll put it out
Hashtag
there.
you're not allowed in my bathroom.
Yeah,
Hashtag you're
I'm the
not allowed on.
nosiest
You're
person
not
in the
allowed.
world. Don't leave me anywhere unsupervised. I will just start.
Going
I
through
can't stop
drawers.
myself. I can't stop myself. I can't. I cannot. I will go through drawers. I will. And I'm getting yelled at saying I'm ignoring. I hope he's not talking about me. Anyway, Queen of Chaos, we'll get you set up. Anybody else? Just DM me. Let's be friends. Let's be
Yay.
friends. I want to be friends. And yeah, let's do some Phasmo.
Togepi.
Also, I have V Rising, so I'm also
Oh, I
looking
have to play
to.
V Rising. My friend
I wanna do it.
tells me that I need to play that too.
And I do want to play Sea of Thieves, you bum. Quit yelling at me. Just quit killing me in Sea of Thieves, and we won't have an issue.
Shiny. The power of positivity.
I am being positive. I'm being
Calling
positive.
him a bum?
Yeah, I'm being positively honest. And
Oh my
positively
goodness.
forthright. He
Oh
shot me
my-
while I was holding a barrel of explosive
Do we
stuff.
need a
Okay,
do
that's
we need a
dangerous.
reach out? Do we need a retrial?
No.
Need a retrial.
All right, fair enough. I did blow him up with a firebomb. I admit it. In front of this whole entire audience. Radical, are you happy now? Yes. I threw. Well, I wasn't trying to throw it at you. I was trying to throw it in the front of the ship, and you walked into it. So, to be fair, it wasn't intentional, but it did happen. Anyway, no retrials. All right, here we go.
So
Scary. Oh, I just want to play Grounded. There's so many games I want to play that involve a team of people, and I need squad members. So please, people, DM me. I need a squad for Grounded. I need a squad for. I have It Takes Two. I have Shift Happens. I think that needs more people. Hold on. Valheim. I love Valheim. Conan Exiles. Sea of Thieves. No Man's Sky. Red Dead Redemption. Grand Theft Auto, these are all games that require a crew. Destiny 2, although I don't have the download for the new Hooji Whatsits, and a whole slew of other scary games. Oh, and like, whatever happened to Killing Floor 2? We can get a massive squad in Killing Floor 2. We can get like 8 people in there. Johnny, Blazin, you know the one. You played with me. I mean, played that game with me. I gotta be so careful how I say things. I feel like I'm just like bad puns
After
or whatever.
After darking it.
After darking it.
I just wanted to say tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be having another podcast under the Tulip Supports. We're going to be having a lot of community leaders in here, and we're going to be discussing the movements of the Together movement that we got going on, and you don't want to miss out on that. So all you guys that are interested in joining us in this movement with a lot of community members, make sure you check that out. 7 p.m. Central Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Y'all have fun. It's gonna be a good one. We're gonna have a lot of community leaders in here and just giving out information on what we're gonna do. And there's so much to happen from this. There's so much to come. I'm really excited, and I can't wait to talk about this more tomorrow. Also, we have something that's gonna be brewing. Yeah, that's right. We got something cooking in the kitchen. It's gonna be a summer bash.
Oh.
And y'all don't want to miss out on that. I promise you. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be fun. Most of all, it's gonna be chill.
It's gonna be too lit.
Too lit. Okay, yeah, no, great content coming. I think and then we've got another stream happening on Wednesday too. So tonight, tomorrow, Wednesday.
With Miss Flex. Y'all don't want to miss out on that one. Miss Flex is gonna be
ready. Hold on, wait.
Flexing.
You gotta do the Rossburger. Yeah, one more time.
I gotta go this way. There we go.
That's the Rossburger. If you watch this, bro, that's for you.
I'm trying. We're trying to get some muscles up in here.
Man, my arms are sore. I was lifting weights. Oh my goodness.
Wait, what is TDT? We need to play TDT. They die tomorrow. I don't know what they will die tomorrow. I don't know what TDT is, but I'm down, Miss Kitty. I'll try. Never again, Shiny, never again. Oh, Radical's never going to play Sea of
Oh
Thieves
my
with me.
goodness.
Come on, I have all this pirate gear I have to wear.
Hey, you did say what was that one game, Grounded? I can re-download that game. I'll be a part of that.
Yes, please, please, please. They have all this free downloads. They did all these new DLCs. Yeah. Please, 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 please. You know how
I'll
to
do
get a
that.
hold of Gas, right? He plays several games you mentioned. Nice.
Nice.
Yes, I think I have I think Gas and I connected. That would be Eat My Gas. Not My Gas, that's his name, just so we're clear. I don't
Hold
want anyone
on.
to get confused.
What does he mean abandoning?
Oh,
He thinks
Recall
I'm going to
says he's
start
down to play
playing.
Grounded.
He thinks I'm abandoning him to go play with other people, and that's not the case. He's having a temper tantrum.
Oh my goodness.
All caps
I love
too.
you, Radical. I would
He's
never
yelling.
abandon you.
He's
And
yelling.
Quit yelling at me.
So like yes, we'll be having signups for the summer raid bash, and it's gonna be really nice. What I'm thinking is we're gonna have everybody have their selecting of their members to represent their community, and then we're gonna put everybody into one, and then we'll just have everybody raid out. You know, it's gonna be nice. I'm really
So
excited for this.
hopefully everybody understands how a raid-a-thon works. So usually you get a 24-hour time period, and then everybody takes a slot. You know, we have a sign-up sheet, and then we just roll into one after another after another. I think the hardest time slots to fill are usually between 3 and 5 a.m., if I'm correct.
Mm.
I would say 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6.
I guess it just depends on what time we actually started. Like
Yeah.
if
If it's 24 hours, it's 24 hours. So the day that we're gonna do promos on it, so not to worry. But at this point, it's looking like July 9th was the date that we are aiming for at this point, right, Jay?
it's set in stone. Yes, that's
Mm-hmm.
the day. That is the
Yep.
day.
Yep. So a little later this week, I'm going to be getting together with who was it? Mistress Kink, and we're going to look to do a
Kink.
Google Share Doc so that people can just live time fill in for the time slot. And we can start putting out the promos for it, highlighting it, and getting everybody informed and up to speed on how we're going to run it. Because I think we have at least, was it 4 or 5 communities who are going to be able to sign up on the sheet. And if we get enough people, we may roll it into a 36 or 48-hour stream. It just depends on folks' availability and interest.
Right.
Ooh, B Money, nice. He's already looking to take the tricky hours. I love it.
You know, I gotta say, B Money is our
Has been
newest member in
killing
the Too Lit community, and I have been peeping him, and he's doing really good. And I want to say I'm been watching. You know, I pay attention. I be paying attention to everybody. I might not say much in people's streams, but I'm everywhere.
Everywhere.
Me too.
He's always watching you, Wazowski.
B Money. B
Money.
Love it. Well, I hope everybody, we've piqued people's interest for our podcast tomorrow. Hopefully we're going to get a promo out either tonight, or at least make it available for the supporting communities who are going to be involved, so that each community can put the promo out for their community members. And really kind of just highlight some really important topics, along with some other joint events between communities that we're going to put together as well for our members to really try and bring value to our communities.
And once those go out, I would really recommend that you guys spread it out like a wildfire, just all over Twitter, all over Instagram, just hover, TikTok, everywhere. Just put it everywhere so that everybody can come and show love and support. That's what it's all about. We're gonna make this thing work. We're all in this together. Yes. One more time.
Together.
Together. Hashtag together. That's such a dork. I don't care.
Oh my god.
I don't care. Watch me fly. See, I'm a
Fly
weirdo. I don't
like an
care.
eagle.
To the sea,
I
fly
wanna
like an
fly.
eagle. Let my spirit carry me. See,
Come and
Come
fly. Just,
I'm a peacock, Cap. You gotta let me fly.
oh my gosh.
I wanna see your peacock, your peacock. Oh, now we're getting after dark again. Sorry.
We gotta wait. We gotta wait
I'm
at least
sorry.
till we get off stream for
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Do anybody have any questions for SailorKatBat or Shiny Hero or me? Or do y'all have any questions for anybody?
Like, why do I have a giant 2-foot wide disco ball?
Why?
I
Why?
thought
Why?
that was
Tell
because you're
us.
Because I
shiny.
stole it. I mean, I reconnoitered it.
Oh my god.
You acquired it?
I reappropriated it. I reappropriated it. No, I liberated it from the
Liberated.
clutches of Virgin Atlantic.
Nice. She said, don't tell nobody else though.
I trust you all. I trust everybody here. Don't rat me out. Shh. They don't know. It's kind of like one man's garbage is another woman's new shiny disco ball.
There you go.
Nice.
Now all I have to do is get a motor mount, find the beam, get it up there. Because, you know, we've got... Wait, where is it? Wait, because we got this going on, right? So I'm like halfway there.
Nice.
I just
ring my bell. Oh, I can't sing. My voice is out. It's out.
I need to have LGB LED lights.
Ring my bell.
Oh my goodness.
Wait till I put on my big blonde wig and I just...
All right. I think it's time that we head on over to the
Yeah.
To
Discord.
the after party.
Yes.
Party. Not potty. Party.
I appreciate each and every one of y'all coming through, showing love and support as always. Sailor Cat, you are amazing. We appreciate everything you do for us. You deserve this. This is your time to shine, and I look forward to everything. And you know, sky isn't the limit, but we're straight going up. We're all going up. We're in this together.
All the way up.
Nothing can stop us. We all the way up. Hey. All right, I gotta get out of here. Y'all got me too hyped now. We gotta listen to that. So, you know, we got this thing where we let our guests rate out. So, Sailor Cat, who's the lucky one?
I'm gonna say, if I'm not, let me just double check who's streaming. I wanna say we rate out to Peaches. She's playing Fortnite.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Peaches.
Peaches. 1
All
8
right.
2 0 0 0.
All right, so I got it for the Tulip supports, and you got her on your end.
Give me 8 seconds. 6. 5. It's almost ready. Uh-oh. Hi, kitty.
Okay, well, I just want to say I appreciate you guys coming through, showing love and support. I'm gonna get this thing started up. Let's see if we can get everybody into this. Show Miss Peaches some love and support as always. Let her know that you're part of the Tulip family, and
blow up her stream.
Yes,
Blow it
emotes,
up.
chatting up, all that. You name it.
Yeah, blow it up. All right, I'm gonna hit the rate out button right now.
2, 1.
All right, you good, Jay?
Yeah, it rated out.
All right.